Hey guys, and welcome to the Dota 2 how-to guide for playing anti-mage. Oh god, why does it have to be anti-mage? This guide is a short guide to explain anti-mage's abilities and give a few item suggestions and a general idea of how to play anti-mage. Looking straight at his abilities, his first ability is Mana Break. This is a passive unique attack modifier, meaning that other items such as Diffusal Blade, Helm of the Dominator, or Desolator, which are unique attack modifier items, won't work because of this skill. This is an always on skill because it is a passive and, well, it removes mana on hit, kinda like Diffusal Blade. It'll deal 60% of the mana removed as damage, which means that the ability is pretty strong. It's actually not as strong as Diffusal Blade, but oh well. The ability will remove 28, 40, 52 or 64 mana depending on rank and will deal 17, 24, 31 or 38 bonus damage per hit because of it. While this is a unique attack modifier, of course, it will work with the Aura lifesteal from Vlad's, which allows you to steal extra life because of the mana burn. Anti-Mage's second ability is Blink. This is a short distance teleport that allows you to easily escape or chase enemies, making it hard to kill AM really. With a low cooldown of 12 to 5 seconds depending on rank and costing only 60 mana at all ranks, you can generally always have Blink for escaping dire situations. The Blink range is 1000 to 1150 based on rank, which means that the distance is almost the same as a Blink dagger at max rank, but it has a lower cooldown and a lower mana cost. Plus, you can use it while being attacked, whatever. There is, however, a small delay of 0.4 seconds, which is a little spinny animation thing that he does, and you can be stunned or CC'd during this time. Blink is also a hugely useful skill on anti-mage as it does disjoint you, which means you can avoid incoming projectiles such as a charging Spirit Breaker if you blink through him, or such as the rockety thing that stuns you from Gyrocopter and stuff like that, which means you can avoid a lot of projectile-based stuns. His third skill is another passive, and this is Spell Shield, which, as the name quite clearly suggests, increases your magic resist. Now, the resistance ranges between 26 to 50% dependent on rank and will stack with any magic resist items. But based on the skill alone with a max level AM, his magic resist will be sitting around 62.5%, meaning that he's really hard for mid lane nukers or supports to ever go up against in a 1v1 situation. His ultimate is Mana Void. This has a medium cast range of 600 and will deal damage based on the target's missing mana. For every 1 point of mana the enemy is missing, the ability will deal 0.6 to 1.1 damage depending on rank, meaning that those mid lane nukers or supports are very easily picked off with his Mana Break and this. Because a couple of hits with Mana Break, they're missing a few hundred mana. Burst them with this, they're going to take a good few hundred damage, as well as the damage that they've taken from your auto attacks. They're probably going to be almost dead at that point, or dead. But this ability will not only deal damage to the primary target, it has a small 300 radius and it will deal damage to everyone in that based on the missing mana of the primary target. Meaning that if enemies are close together you can do huge damage to all of them. And it will also mini-stun for 0.1 to 0.3 seconds depending on rank. This mini-stun will go through BKB, so it is a hugely useful stun. And the ability costs 125 to 275 mana dependent on rank and has a cooldown of 70 seconds on all ranks. Item-wise for anti-mage, two core items are Battle Fury and Mantis Style. This is because it gives huge damage for AM and massive flash farm potential, with the ability to split into illusions in teamfights for insane levels of damage, really. Boots-wise, Power Treads are a pretty standard buy for anti-mage. If you're struggling in the early game survivability, you can build Tranquil Boots, though you shouldn't really be struggling with survivability on someone who can blink. Now, you can also build into a Vlad's if you want to go you can also build into a Vlad's if you want to go around and infinitely farm. That's crazy, it's so useful, but I kinda am not liking it because Some other great items for him is items like Skull Basher, Slasher, Abyssal Blade, Butterfly, or Heart of Tarask, and I think getting Heart as opposed to the Vlads is so much better.
The true path.
In terms of playing anti-mage, he's a hard carry that's damn near unkillable because of his blink. So with Battle Fury you can flash farm very effectively, your supports can generally leave you alone to go gank other lanes without any worry of you dying if you're playing with the blink properly. And you're usually going to want to rush the Battle Fury and grab only basic boots near the start of the game. This is because it gives you almost the full move speed of Power Treads and you've got the blink, so you don't want to spend out all the extra money on Power Treads. Now, you're going to want to start farming as much as possible, and flash farming is the most effective way to do this. If you don't know what flash farming is, there will be a guide video going up on farming and everything that will explain it, so you can check that out. But skill build wise, taking Blink at level 1, 8, 9 and 10, with Mana Break at 2, 4, 5 and 7, and Spell Shield at 3, 12, 13 and 14, with ult whenever possible and stats last, is a pretty solid build for Anti-Mage. This is because it gives you the escape at the start and then builds up a lot of extra damage and mana burn for early lane harass and sort of shutting down the other people. And then it focuses on magic resist at slightly later levels when you're reaching a point where your team's going to start fighting together more likely. Which, you know, that's when the enemy team's going to be hurting and it completely shuts down the magic damage that they're going to be throwing at you. Now, this guide's been a little shorter than the other two heroes so far, mainly because AM has 2 passive skills, and, well, you know, passives don't really need a lot of explanation because they're passives. It's not like they work in a certain way, it's just they do this. Now, AM really is all about flash farming, but either way, I hope you guys have found this guide useful, and if you have, please remember leave a like or comment, and comment one of them at least, and subscribe for more guides on Dota.